First impressions matter. I know you know that, but I don't say that lightly. This is Coach Lani, and I've spent 20 years as an attorney. And alongside that, I coach high performing professionals who are stepping into bigger roles, promotions, and of course, leadership spaces. I've sat on both sides of the table, being evaluated and doing the evaluations. And this is especially important if you're a high performing professional navigating interviews, promotions, leadership meetings, or rooms where decisions are going to be made about your future. Here's what I know for sure. Lean in so that you can hear this. First impressions are formed very quickly, and they're rarely about perfection. They are about presence, they're about clarity, and they're about whether people trust your confidence and your competence within the first few moments of meeting you. And if you're not intentional about your first impression, people will fill in the gaps for you, and trust me when I tell you they're not always generous when they do that. So let's start with what happens before you even enter the room. I want you to decide who you're going to be before you walk in. So before you ever open your mouth, your energy has already spoken for you. So ask yourself just a few simple questions. How do I want to be perceived? What do I want people to feel in my presence? Is it calm, prepared, confident, grounded? I've learned over time that competence gets you in the room, but presence determines how long you get to stay there. When you don't decide who you're going to be in advance, you default to nerves, over-explaining, or shrinking. And let me tell you something, we're not doing that because this channel is about leveling up with clarity and confidence. And confidence, as you know, starts before you even enter the room. It doesn't start once you get inside the room. Now, once you've decided who you're going to be, the next step that I want you to take is how you show up in real time. So let's talk about your presence, because your presence is important and more important than how you perform. A lot of professionals think that a good first impression means that they're proving themselves immediately in the moment. That means that they tend to talk fast, list their credentials, explain everything, filling every silence. But presence beats performance every single time. So I want you to slow down, make eye contact, and breathe before you speak. And don't perform leadership. I want you to embody it. And this is where I want you to remember this special framework, the 3 P's of first impressions: prepare, present, and pause. Prepare before you walk in, and then present yourself with intention, and pause before you react. That pause matters more than you think, especially when it comes to what people see on your face. Master your introduction. You should never be figuring out your introduction in real time. A strong introduction is clear, concise, and confident. It's not your full resume, though. Your introduction should answer 3 simple questions that people have about you when you enter a room. Who are you? What do you do well? And why should I trust you? Very simple for you to remember. When your introduction is scattered, people assume that you are scattered, and we know that's not the case. But when it's intentional, people tend to lean in, and of course, when you lean in, you're listening. But even with the right words, your nonverbal cues can undo your message if you're not paying close attention. So control your facial expressions. Don't be an open book. Now, this part doesn't get talked about enough. Your face is communicating before you ever speak. I know, I tend to have the raised eyebrows, the side glances at times, and of course, instant reactions. But as a leader, you don't need to reveal every thought that you're having in real time. Neutral doesn't mean that you're disengaged. It means that you have discernment. A calm, controlled expression communicates emotional intelligence, maturity, but not only that, it also communicates that you're confident. Let me show you what this looks like in real time. Imagine that you're in a meeting and someone says something that you didn't expect, kind of catches you off guard. You haven't said anything, but your face is speaking for you. And just like that, your credibility shifts a little bit. Not because of what you said, but because of what your reaction revealed. Now imagine this scenario instead. You pause and you maintain a neutral expression. You know what that pause does? It buys you time. Everybody likes a little bit of extra time to respond. That restraint keeps you in control, and that response signals leadership. Leaders don't react, they respond. And once you've managed your presence, your words, and your reactions, there's one final moment that people often underestimate. It is normally how you exit a conversation. And I want you to know that how you exit that conversation matters just as much as how you entered that conversation. So summarize, express appreciation, and leave the door open for future meetings or future opportunities. Strong closings will leave people with clarity, confidence, and respect. And that's what gets remembered long after the conversation ends. So let me tell you, we're now going to bring this home. Making a good first impression isn't about being perfect. It's about being prepared, it's about being present, and it's about being intentional. Listen, this is Coach Lani, and as the coach, I'm going to ask you to take one small step this week, and that is to master your introduction. Let me know how that goes. Think about how you would introduce yourself as you enter a room. If this resonated, like, comment, and share with someone who's stepping into a bigger room this year. And if you want someone to support you as you're refining your executive presence, send me a message on Instagram. My Instagram channel, my Instagram page is linked here. Would love to hear from you. This is the work that I do with my clients each and every day. Remember, give yourself grace, never lower your standards, and guess what? I'll see you next time. This is Coach Lani. Have a great day.